There's something you've felt, but never named. It's 3:17 in the morning. Your room is dark except for the cold blue glow of your phone. You tell yourself one more video, one more scroll, and then it appears, a recommendation so perfectly calibrated to your psychology that it feels like the screen reached inside your skull and pulled it out. This wasn't chosen by a person. No editor curated this for you. An invisible mechanism did. And here is what keeps you awake after you finally put the phone down. It knows you better than you know yourself. What if you aren't choosing your feed? What if your feed is choosing you? Every day, an algorithmic system decides what enters your mind, how long it stays there, and what shape your thoughts take tomorrow. It feels intimate, but it isn't personal. It feels intelligent, but it has no mind. It feels like it sees you, but you are invisible to it. So here is the question that should unsettle you. Are social media algorithms our era's great old ones? Indifferent intelligences we cannot comprehend, quietly sovereign over the one thing we thought we controlled, our own attention. By the end of this, you won't be able to unsee the pattern. But to understand why the feed feels eldritch, we need to go back. Back to the first moment someone realized the universe had grown too big to comprehend. And then we need to watch that same horror arrive in our pockets. The year is 1926. Howard Phillips Lovecraft sits in his Providence study, amateur telescope aimed at a sky that has just betrayed humanity. Recent astronomy has revealed something unspeakable. The Milky Way is not the universe. Beyond it lie galaxies upon galaxies, islands of light separated by voids larger than the human mind can model. Lovecraft writes to a friend, his fountain pen scratching in the lamplight. The most merciful thing in the world is the inability of the human mind to correlate all its contents. He had glimpsed it, the revelation of scale. The cosmos had become too vast to hold. And with that expansion came a terrible vertigo. If we are this small, this insignificant, then every human concern dissolves into cosmic indifference. The center did not hold because there was no center. Now jump forward. The year is 2009. In a conference room lit by the glow of monitors, a product team at a social media company circles a phrase on a whiteboard: optimize for engagement. They aren't summoning a demon. They're solving a business problem. How do you keep users on the platform longer? The answer: stop showing them posts in chronological order. Instead, let a machine predict what they'll click, watch, share. Feed them what an algorithm thinks will hold them. YouTube does it first, optimizing for watch time. Facebook follows with the newsfeed redesign. Instagram adopts it. TikTok perfects it. The chronological timeline, predictable, finite, human scale, vanishes. In its place, an infinite scroll curated by a black box trained on billions of interactions. Early dissenters warn about this. Designers and ethicists raise concerns about engagement optimization shaping human behavior. But the phrase, the algorithm, enters our vocabulary not as a technical term, but as folk theology. A name for a real system we cannot see or understand. And here's what was radical. There is no editor. The editor became an emergent intelligence of attention. Billions of signals processed per second, learning what holds you, what breaks you, what keeps you scrolling at 3:17 in the morning. Two revelations of scale, separated by a century. Lovecraft watching the sky expand. Engineers watching the feed tighten its grip. Same vertigo, same dread. But knowing where it came from doesn't tell us why it feels like horror. For that, we have to open the machine and look at what it does to the human mind. Let me show you the anatomy of an eldritch feed. The horror of cosmic indifference has a structure, and the horror of the algorithm has the same skeleton. Three mechanisms working in concert that turn scale into dread. Mechanism 1. Scale beyond comprehension. Your brain was not built for this. Human working memory holds about 4 chunks of information at once. Our social instincts evolved for tribes of 150. We are pattern recognition machines designed for the savannah, now dropped into an ocean of infinite content. TikTok's For You page processes trillions of data points. Watch time, hesitation, replays, skips, the subtle difference between a scroll and a swipe. Across billions of users, no single engineer understands the full model. No one can explain why you saw that specific video at that specific moment, but you feel seen, eerily, impossibly seen, by something that cannot see you. Quick test. Name the last 5 videos you watched. Can't remember? The feed remembers. You don't. It has a map of your attention that you will never access. When inputs exceed human comprehension thresholds, our minds stop building models and start generating mood. Usually unease, usually dread, because we know instinctively that we are operating inside a system too large to parse. Mechanism 2. Indifferent optimization. Here's the part that sounds like Lovecraft, because it is Lovecraft. The algorithm does not hate you. It does not love you. It simply does not notice you. Its objective function is engagement, not well-being, not truth, not meaning, engagement. It optimizes the way a tide rises, without malice, without intention, and you drown the same either way. Psychologists have a term for this: external locus of control. When you believe outcomes are determined by forces outside yourself, anxiety and depressive symptoms increase. The algorithm is the most sophisticated external locus ever created. You post something personal. It flops. No explanation. No rubric. You don't know if it was the time of day, the keyword density, some shift in the model you'll never see. Your sense of self becomes contingent on an equation you cannot access. It doesn't hate you. It simply doesn't notice you. And that's worse. Mechanism 3. Contaminating knowledge. Now here's where it gets worse. Because once you learn how it works, the variable ratio reinforcement schedules, the infinite scroll, the supernormal stimuli of likes and hearts, you cannot unknow it. Meta-awareness doesn't set you free. It shifts the trap. You scroll, but now you feel the mechanism inside the pleasure. You post, but now you feel yourself optimizing for the black box. The appetite is spoiled. The loop doesn't break, it deepens. Zeigarnik effect. Unfinished tasks create cognitive tension. The red notification dot is an engineered incompletion. Your brain craves resolution. The feed offers it. Until it doesn't. Until the next notification. Until 3:17 in the morning. But here's what nobody tells you. Understanding the trap doesn't mean escaping it. It means living inside the trap with the lights on. And that is a special kind of horror. Let me be precise about what's happening to you. The feed offers exaggerated social signals, hearts, likes, reshares, that hijack reward circuits evolved for genuine social bonding. Your identity becomes a performance optimized for feedback. You are an A/B test run on yourself. You rewrite a caption to please the algorithm. Then you rewrite another. Eventually, you rewrite your personality. When systems overwhelm us, we crave simplified narratives, even false ones. This is why conspiracy theories spread on algorithmically curated feeds. They offer the comfort of comprehensible villainy in the face of incomprehensible complexity. And when outcomes feel random and opaque, learned helplessness sets in. If nothing I post matters, why try? If everything I see is curated, why decide? The feed trains passivity. Infinite scroll becomes infinite surrender. You thought you were the protagonist. The system cast you as a variable. Remember that perfect recommendation at 3:17 a.m.? It wasn't weakness. It was design colliding with human cognitive thresholds. You were not broken. You were exceeded. And if the mechanism is real, then everywhere you look in 2025, you'll find its fingerprints. Watch what happens when this mechanism scales to a civilization. The algorithmic pattern now governs culture. What you create, what you believe, who you love, how you see yourself, all of it filtered through the feed. In technology, creators don't make art for audiences anymore. They make it for retention graphs. Thumbnails and hooks become ritual offerings to an opaque god. Generative AI floods platforms with synthetic content optimized for engagement, cheap, infinite, indistinguishable. The dead internet theory becomes a felt experience. You're talking to patterns, not people. In society, polarization isn't a bug. It's a feature of optimization. Outrage travels farther than nuance. Certainty spreads faster than doubt. The algorithm amplifies what holds attention, and what holds attention is the thing that makes you feel something: anger, fear, tribal belonging. Public discourse becomes performance for an unseen algorithmic judge. In your personal life, sleep debt from late-night loops, phantom notifications. You learn about your friend's life through a recommendation engine before hearing their voice. Relationships mediated by feeds. Economic precarity for creators whose reach depends on capricious platform changes that feel like weather from an indifferent sky. The US Surgeon General warns about social media's effects on youth mental health. Studies link heavy use to anxiety and depression. But it's not just the young, it's all of us inside the architecture. And it's accelerating. More data, more compute, tighter feedback loops. Short-form video compresses reward cycles into seconds. Platforms compete in a race to the bottom of the brainstem. The cheapest path to engagement is the path that bypasses thought. This isn't abstract philosophy. It's the infrastructure of your reality. What you believe, what you buy, whom you fear, what you think you want. Curated by an entity that cannot care. Lovecraft watched the cosmos expand and felt vertigo. We watch the feed densify around us and feel the same. The whiteboards covered in retention metrics became a weather system. Scale, indifference, contaminating knowledge, everywhere, operating. Right now. You experienced at least one of these in the last 24 hours. There is no escape. But there is a stance. Let's return to 3:17 in the morning, but this time with X-ray vision. That perfect recommendation wasn't intimacy. It was inference at scale. The system processed 1 trillion signals and surfaced the one most likely to hold you. You weren't seen. You were predicted. You weren't weak. You were human inside a machine tuned to exceed your thresholds. The algorithm is not a villain you can defeat. It's a tide that will not notice you, even as it carries you. You are not the protagonist to the feed. You are a variable in its function. And this applies to you, right now, your next swipe, your next thought. So here's the uncomfortable truth the pessimists keep trying to tell you. The horror is permanent. The feed is not going away. The optimization will not stop. The black box will only grow more opaque as the models grow more complex. Good. Treat it as weather. You don't conquer an ocean. You choose what to hold while you float. If the system cannot care, then you are free to care without its permission. If your identity is just a variable to the algorithm, then the self you build when the screen goes dark is the only one that matters. The feed will optimize you. Let it. And then ask, what will I withhold? What will I protect? What will I do with the hours I take back? There is no solution here. No life hack. No digital detox that purges the pattern. The horror is structural. The machine is not going away. But you can stop pretending you are its author. You are a reader of a book the algorithm already outlined. The trick is remembering you can close it. Picture it now. A phone face down on a table. A black rectangle, silent and still. And beyond it, the room fills with quiet shadows, as if a tide were moving through the walls. The feed is always there, waiting, indifferent, incomprehensible. And you, small, finite, aware, get to decide what you feed. So here's the last question, the one that lingers. Which god are you feeding today? The one that optimizes you, or the one you build when the screen goes dark? Name the moment you noticed the feed shaping you. What did it take, and what will you withhold? The abyss scrolls infinitely, but you don't have to.